ladies, I am here tonight on this show. And tonight I am going to talk about the NFL draft. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so let's go over. I'm going to try to go all 32 selections as a professional that I am, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, here we go. So with the one pick, kind of predictable, the Jaguars take the Tavon Walker, the defensive lineman from Georgia. Um, some people thought they could take Hutchinson, but to me, I think Tavon Walker's the better option, and it made sense. You know, Detroit taking that second overall pick. Aiden Hutchinson, the hometown kid from Michigan. I think it makes more sense. All right, so Tavon Walker to Jacksonville with the number one, and with number two, Aiden Hutchinson to Detroit. Number three, Houston took Derek Stickley, the cornerback from LSU. I thought Sauce Gardner, to me, was the better option. That's just me. I thought some people said he was the best player in the draft, Sauce Jackson over Aiden Hutchinson and Tavon Walker. But whatever, the Texans went with Derek Stingley from LSU, cornerback from LSU. The number four pick was Sauce Gardner, the Jets. Hey, the Jets, man, they got Robert Saleh there, the defensive-minded coach. Hopefully he knows what the fuck he's doing, at least on the defensive end. So Sauce Gardner goes to the Jets. And then we get the fifth selection was the Giants taking Kevon Tevadux from Oregon, the defensive lineman. I like this kid. I thought he was gonna be. I thought he could have been a top three selection, but his season was kind of like not that great. I think he had like an ankle injury, so he didn't have as much as good as his numbers as a Tavon Walker from Georgia or an Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. But if he's healthy, he can be really good, right? So that's a good selection for the New York Football Giants. Number six was offensive lineman out of Yikim Atukuli from the Panthers, out of North Carolina State. I can't pronounce this idiot's name, but offensive lineman out of North Carolina State for the Panthers. I thought the Panthers would go quarterback here. Maybe Matt Corral or some shit like that, Kenny Pickett or Willis, Malik Willis, but I guess not. Number seven, Giants go Evan Neal. They need offensive line to protect Andrew Jones. You got to give him a chance. This is going to be his last year, probably. They're not going to opt in that fifth-year option for Daniel Jones. I beg you pardon, Daniel Jones. Let's see. I mean, he's actually, he's not as strong as Josh Allen, but I think Allen is like 6'6". Daniel's like 6'5". He can move around just like Josh Allen. So maybe you can do some of the stuff with him that you did it with Brian Dable can do some of the stuff he did with Josh Allen in Buffalo. We'll see. But yeah, good pickup, Evan Neal. Then number 8, the Falcons take Drake London. They're losing their fucking wide receivers. They lost last year Julio Jones to Tennessee. Now Kevin Ridley suspended for the whole season for gambling. So they get possibly the best one of the best. Ham or Wilson from Ohio State were probably two of the best wide receivers. So they get him at number 8, Atlanta, Derek London. The number 9 selection was Seattle taking offensive lineman Charles Cross. Russell Wilson been asking for offensive lineman for like the last 5 years. He's gone, and now you finally get an offensive lineman. Pendejo face. But yeah, they need offensive line to protect whoever the fuck's gonna be their quarterback. The 10th selection was possibly the best receiver in the Drake London, Garrett Wilson for the Jets. The Jets have got to give the quarterback a chance. Zach Wilson. They got to give him a chance. You got to surround him with talent. So look, there were reports they were going to trade the 10th pick to San Francisco for Deebo Samuel. Okay, whatever. At least you got Garrett Wilson, what many people believe could be the best wide receiver in this class. You got to give Zach Wilson some fucking weapons. Number 11, the Saints ended up trading to the number 11 spot, and they ended up taking Chris Olive. I thought that he would go a little. I thought he would go a little bit further down, but hey, pretty good. So let's see. Jameis Winston, whoever's going to be the quarterback of that team, got a nice little weapon there in Chris Olive. And then again, the Lions traded up to the 12th spot, and they got another good wide receiver. The problem is he's coming off an ACL tear. But Jamison Williams out of Alabama, another good wide receiver for Detroit. So Detroit got arguably the best player in the draft in Adrian Hutchinson, and then they got possibly, if healthy, the best wide receiver in the class in James Williams. We'll see. He said, and then the Eagles straight up. The Eagles straight up to number 13, and they got the other defensive lineman from Georgia, Jordan Davis. So people thought that, him and Tavon Walker were the two best defensive linemen in that Georgia team that won the national championship team. Eagles love to get defensive linemen. They just do. So, look, I think Fletcher Cox, I think he got released, but then he re-signed with the Eagles for a one-year deal. So, they're Derek Barnett's a bust. They love defensive linemen in Philadelphia. That's how they won the Super Bowl, right? They rushed the pass. They finally got a stop. They rushed the Tom Brady fumble. And, that's how they locked up the Super Bowl. They love the defensive lineman over there, apparently. Jordan Davis. So many people believe he was the second best player on that defense behind Tavon Walker. Then the 14th pick was the Ravens take Kyle Hamilton, who I think by far was the better safety in this class. I'm surprised he could have. I think because of the cornerbacks, Stinkley and Sauce Gardner. But this guy could have gone earlier too, honestly. But he goes to at 14 to the Ravens. Ravens love their safeties, They really do. So, yes. 15th selection, Houston takes offensive guard Kenyon Green from Texas A&M. Give some protection to Dave Melvs. All right, let's see here. The 16th selection was the Washington Commanders take wide receiver Johann Dodson from Penn State. Didn't hear too much from this guy, but let's see how he works with the Commanders. I think he could be good. Again, who's going to be the quarterback? Carson Wentz, okay, or Tyler Haneke. The number 16, the Chargers take offensive lineman Zion Johnson from Boston College. All right, got to get some more protection for Mr. Justin Herbert, I see. The number 18 selection, the Philadelphia Eagles trade with the Tennessee Titans and get A.J. Brown. So now they have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on that team. The Eagles don't have a quarterback, though. They paid this dude $100 million. And they don't have a quarterback. Who's going to throw them ball? Like, Jalen Hurts is like a game manager, I feel. Like he's like another Alex Smith. Last year, he can't throw the ball downfield. He got smashed. Twice they played prime time versus the Cowboys on a Monday Night Football, and then they played late in the year on a Saturday night. I don't think Jalen Hurts played in the second game, actually. Never mind. But he got smashed in that Monday Night Football game. This dude cannot throw the ball downfield. But A.J. Brown don't give a shit. He get his money. He got his money. But yeah, the Eagles. And then we had a little bit of pendejo move, but that was actually a little bit later. All right, here we go. So then the Tennessee Titans replace him with Taylon Burks, the receiver from Arkansas, who I had him going in the second round. But with Tennessee trading A.J. Brown, I think he moved up, obviously. And then the 19th pick, the Saints went with offensive lineman Trevor Piggins. So there you go. Got to get more offensive line help over there. The 20th pick, the Steelers get the first quarterback out of Pittsburgh, back to Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett. To me, I thought both Malik Willis and Matt Corral were better. I don't know if this kid's because he's a hometown kid from Pittsburgh. I don't like it. I think Matt Corral or Malik Willis were better. I don't know what the hell they're doing right there. I think they're reaching. Um, then we get a trade. The Chiefs trade up to the 21 spot, and they select Trent McDuffie, cornerback from Washington. All right. I, I thought they would get a receiver to replace Tyreek Hill. Whatever. The 22 pick, the Packers take linebacker Quay Walker from Georgia. So they get another. That's the team that really a lot of teams picked from, right? The national champions from that defense of Georgia. So the Eagles got from there, the Jacksonville Jaguars got Jaguars, and now the Packers. Again, Davante Adams, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Man, what are you? Some of these teams, I don't know what the fuck, man. Then we get a trade. The Buffalo Bills move up to the 3rd spot, and they get the Bills get cornerback Claire Elam out of Florida. Out of Florida, I kind of like it. More adding to that secondary in Buffalo. Buffalo is a Super Bowl contender, man. Then the Cowboys, with a 24 pick, get offensive lineman Tyler Smith out of Tulsa. They got to. That offensive line is getting old in Dallas, so they have to, man. They have to. With the 25th pick, the Ravens take center Tyler Ledenburn, whatever the fuck his name is, out of Iowa. And they traded fucking Hollywood Hogan or Hollywood Brown. They traded him to the fucking Cardinals. Pendejo face. You don't even have wide receivers to begin with. And now Lamar Jackson was so pissed off on Twitter, man. Pendejo face for the fucking Baltimore Ravens, man. And then also Pendejo face for the fucking Arizona Cardinals, because didn't the Eagles, like, wasn't their selection before? Like, hold on, let me see here. Like, that was stupid. They could have gotten fucking, the Cardinals could have gotten A.J. Brown instead of Hollywood Brown. That was a pendejo move for both teams. The Ravens were trading him, and then the Ravens were acquiring him when they could have instead acquired A.J. Brown from Tennessee. Pendejo move. 26, the Jets get defensive end Jermaine Johnson from Florida State. Jets love that defense, man. Robert Salas. Jaguars trade up to the 27th spot, and they get linebacker Devin Lloyd out of Utah. All right. Alrighty. The 28th pick, the Packers, another defensive lineman for the Packers. Another one out of Georgia. Packers, they're going to call the fucking Green Bay Bulldogs after this fucking shit. Davante Wyatt. So no, it's not Watt, it's Wyatt. All right. Rogers, apparently he was on the Pat McAfee. They did an extra show today on the Pat McAfee, and he had no idea. He said, I signed with the extension with the expectations of Davante Adams being there. I had to go back and watch the interview, but there was a quote there that he was surprised too that he left. The Patriots with the 29th selection get offensive lineman Cole Strangle from Chattanooga. I believe this is where Terrell Owens played college football. Bill Belichick, I don't know. He's not really, well, he's good at drafting. His area is the wide receiver, so at least he sucks at drafting receivers. So at least he didn't draft a receiver this time. The 30th selection, the Chiefs take defensive lineman George Karlaftis out of Purdue. All right. Again, no receiver for the Chiefs. The 31st selection, the Bengals take defensive back Daxton Hill out of Michigan. Offensive line. I thought they would get offensive line. The fucking the fucking Bengals, but I guess not. And with the second, of course, from Georgia. The last selection was the Minnesota Vikings taking safety Lewis Cannell out of Georgia. Georgia, I think, had the most. I think they had 5 players picked in this first round. 2 by the Packers, 1 by the Eagles, 1 by the Jaguars, and then here by at the end here by the Minnesota Vikings. So we started off with a player from Georgia going to Jacksonville, Tavon Walker, and we end the first round with a player from Georgia, safety Lewis Cornell, going to Vikings. Georgia dominated this. They dominated day one, of course, during the national championship. And of course, I believe all 5 picks in this first round by Georgia were on the defense. So, man, Georgia, man, developing NFL players over than that university. Um, we'll see what the hell happens. Arizona, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Why are you trading for Hollywood Brown where you could have gotten A.J. Brown instead, who's better? Um, Baltimore, why the fuck are you doing letting Hollywood Brown go? Who's going to be... Lamar's going to have to go like this and then catch it himself and run. They don't have any receivers over there. What the fuck are they doing? Eagles, nice. Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders, A.J. Brown. But who's going to throw them the ball further than 15 yards? The Packers, hello, wide receiver. Kansas City, hello, wide receiver. There's still probably some good candidates. You got to dive deep now into the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh rounds to get more players. The quarterbacks, man, Matt Corral, Malik Willis are still available. Desmond Ryder, who I don't like at all. To me, he's gonna suck ass. And then you got Sam Howell, who's probably the next Mitchell Trubisky. I'm sorry. But we'll see what the fuck happens. I usually like have a player like that goes in day 2 or day 3 that it's like a walk card. So years ago, I actually said Prescott was gonna be a dark horse, and he ended up being a dark horse. I believe I said the guy from the Vikings. He got drafted out of Texas A&M. Kellen Mond, the quarterback out of Texas A&M. He went to the Vikings. He hasn't played yet because of Kirk Cousins. So I guess Matt Corral's my walk card, my dark horse to maybe be a franchise quarterback. I don't do it every year, but sometimes I get these weird feelings. I had the weird feeling about Dak Prescott in 2016. I was very surprised he went to the Cowboys because of Tony Romo was there. Obviously, I didn't think he was going to get hurt and retire. And then last year, I had the feeling with Kellen Mond out of Texas A&M. Like I said, he hasn't gotten a chance to play with the Vikings yet. But I guess Matt Corral's the guy that could really be a franchise quarterback, and they can go in either in day 2 or day 3. I'm assuming he's going to go in day 2. Very surprised that Kenny Pickett went before Matt Corral and Malik Willis. That makes me scratch my ass. I don't even have any handroids. I don't know if it's the pressure of being a hometown boy. I thought Mike Tomlin loved Malik Willis. He took him out to dinner and everything when they were in the combine in Indiana. I'm very surprised he didn't take him. Remember the Lakers, like in 2018, they wanted to take Jason Tatum, but they felt the pressure of taking Lonzo Ball because he was a hometown team. He was a hometown kid. Ladies and gentlemen, now the Bulls had the same problem with Derrick Rose. They wanted to take Michael Beasley, but they took Derrick Rose because he was a hometown kid. That ended up being a bust because one was injury prone, the other one was a fucking bust. But yeah, there's pressure when it's a hometown kid, apparently. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in about 45 minutes with my NBA playoff recap. But until next time, I thank you for watching.